Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. May Allah's peace and blessing be upon the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, and his immaculate Ahlul Bayt and family. Dear brother and sister, all around the world, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Quran and Today's Life. Another show from series of Quran and Today's Life, in which we are trying to extract some Quranic points and in fact practical points from the teachings of Quran, which we shall inshallah use in our daily lives. In our recent programs we have been talking about the life of the Holy Prophet from Quranic perspective. We talked about the names of the Prophet and also the childhood of the Holy Prophet and also the religion that he was acting upon at the time before he was being appointed as his mission, that is the Ba'tha. So in this very show we are trying to talk about another phase of the life of the Holy Prophet, that is from the time that he was being appointed to his mission, that is the Ba'tha and onward. For this purpose, Jatul Islam Said Mohsin Akrami will be helping us with his scholarly answers to the questions which are going to be posed. But before starting our discussion, I'd like to welcome him to this show and ask him to have his introductory. Said Mohsin, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this show.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you. I hope all viewers are fine, are doing fine, and I hope all of us, all the viewers and I, will learn things from this program.
Inshallah ta'ala. So as the first question, please tell us, like when and where was the Holy Prophet, appointed as the Prophet? And what was the process that Prophet was in fact appointed? Tell us everything which is, said in the Quran. As sure, you know that the base of this program is Quran. So whatever question that is going to be posed is based on the Quranic teachings.
Yes. When Prophet Muhammad was 40 years old, the Archangel Gabriel came to him, appeared before him to declare the oneness of Allah to him and the all creatures on the earth. And the Prophet Muhammad frequently went to a mountain cave called Hira, near the Mecca.
Yeah.
Then when Gabriel appeared before him, one day the Archangel Gabriel appeared before him and declared the unity of Allah to him and told him, read this word, this exact word, read. And he said, read in the name of your Lord who created man from a clot, clinging mass. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man what he did not know.
Are these Quranic statements?
Yes, actually it's the first revelation to the Prophet. The first verses, these 5 verses in chapter Alaq, chapter 96 of the Holy Quran. And by sending down these verses, the mission of the Prophet started.
So after the first revelation, people were aware of this, Allah's in fact appointing someone as the messenger, or no, there were some time still that Prophet did not declare his mission to the people.
Actually, there are a division that there are 3 stages of calling the people to the Allah. And after the first verses revealed to the Prophet, on the other day, when the Prophet was sleeping, wrapping up in the mantle, the other verses revealed to him. In chapter 74, verses, the first verse to the third verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhal muddathir, قم فأنذر وربك فكبر. Oh, you're wrapped up in your mantle. Rise up and warn. In this verse, Allah mentions that one of the most important duty of you is to warn people. And so the first stage is the scholars said this first stage hidden da'wah, hidden
Invitation of the people.
calling, yes. And on this part, after the revelation, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, whose name was Khadija, and the cousin of the Prophet Muhammad, Ali ibn Abi Talib, son of Abu Talib, was the foremost believers, foremost followers of the Prophet Muhammad. Then they became aware of this mission, of this ba'tha. They just believe in the Prophet.
So I mean, right after heathen invitation of the Holy Prophet, the first two persons who accepted the Islam were Khadija and Ali.
Yes, his wife and his cousin.
Mm-hmm. So
And
how many stages does this process of invitation takes?
Actually, there are three stages. This is the first stage.
It's not after hidden invitation goes to the open invitation, no?
No.
Okay.
After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed another verse. Allah says in chapter 26, verse 214, وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. Warn the nearest of your kinsmen. Allah ordered the Prophet that first warn your kinsmen. And when this verse revealed, the Prophet Muhammad invited his tribe, invited his relatives, that he was actually in the tribe of Quraysh. So he invited his family, and on that session, the Prophet, it is in narrations, actually this is a narration, and it's not meant, the details are not mentioned in Quran. On that session, the Prophet Muhammad said to his relatives, O kinsmen, by Allah, I and I alone can offer you the most precious of gifts, the good of this world and of the hereafter. Allah has commanded me to call you to that which is the best, his worship. And in that session, the Prophet Muhammad
invited the relatives.
Invited his relatives to the oneness of Allah, to avoid idol worshipping.
One more question. Concerning the first stage that you said, hidden calling of the Holy Prophet, the only two persons were, accepting Islam were Ali and Khadija. No one else can be included there?
No one else. Just it is mentioned in narrations that just the Prophet and his wife and his cousin Ali ibn Abi Talib were praying instead of Kaaba.
Very true.
And all the people mocked at them and ridiculed them that just three persons
are doing such a strange religion, are practicing another religion.
Such kind of praying.
So I think the last or the third stage would be the stage that Prophet announces mission to the whole society and maybe the whole world. Is it?
Yes, and the last stage is general da'wah, public calling. In the verse revealed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the chapter 15 verse 94 says, فَاسْتَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. O Prophet, so proclaim, uncover what you have been commanded, and turn away from the polytheists. By this verse, Allah ordered the Prophet to publicize your calling, publicize the call to Allah.
Exactly. So, Sid Mohsen, we have understood that there were 3 stages in the calling or invitation of the Holy Prophet, of the people towards the religion, the new religion of Islam. That is, in fact, the hidden one, then with his relatives, and the other one with, with the whole society and maybe with the whole world, at that time. We shall go to the topic of revelation after a very short break, if you don't mind, and I'd like to invite you to join us again after this short break. We'll be back in a few seconds. Welcome back to Quran and Today's Life and our discussion concerning the life of the Holy Prophet from Quranic perspective. We have been talking about the different stages of Prophet Muhammad's invitation of the people to the new religion of Islam. Sayyid Mohsen told us that the first stage was concerning the hidden dawah or calling, or the second was to the relatives and close people around the Holy Prophet, and the last one was concerning the Prophet's invitation of the whole society and the whole world to the new religion of Islam. But it's famous, and we all know, the followers of Islam, that the Prophet faced lots of problems and difficulties in these 3 stages. I'd like to ask Sayyid Mohsen to explain us what kind of problems and difficulties the Holy Prophet of Islam faced at that time, and most specifically after that mission that he was choosing. In fact, the time that mission starts and outward, that is during these 3 stages. Can you please elaborate on this?
Yeah. About annoying the Prophet Muhammad, the idol worshippers set up to making plots, to making obstacles to the mission of the Prophet Muhammad, because they didn't want their idols will be remained without worshipping and something like that. So they started to annoy the Prophet.
Yeah.
They started to annoy the Prophet and his followers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comforts his Prophet by this verse. وَلَقَدْ كُذِّبَتْ رُسُلٌ مِّن قَبْلِكَ فَصَبَرُوا عَلَى مَا كُذِّبُوا وَأُوذُوا حَتَّى أَتَاهُمْ نَصْرُنَا. Apostles were certainly denied before you. The apostles denied before you. They patiently bore being denied and tormented until our help came to them.
Exactly.
Even and there were lots of annoying. For Prophet had an uncle named Abu Lahab.
Yeah.
Even Abu Lahab annoyed the Prophet, and Abu Lahab and his wife started to annoy the Prophet, and it is their annoying is mentioned in one of the chapters of the Quran, chapter Masad, chapter 111. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, تَبَّتْ يَدَا أَبِي لَهَبٍ وَتَبٍ مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُ مَالُهُ وَمَا كَسَبٍ. Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and perish he. Why his hands? Because Abu Lahab used to throw stones to the Prophet, and of course ordered people to throw stones to the Prophet, and his hands are cursed by Allah. Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and perish he. Neither his wealth availed him, nor what he had earned. سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد. Neither soon he will enter the blazing fire. Abu Lahab entered the blazing fire, and his wife too, the firewood carrier. He is mentioned by firewood carrier because she
was mentioned
yes,
as a,
the wife of the Abu Lahab. She threw bushes to the road that when the Prophet Muhammad walks on him, his foot hurt. And the last verse is في جيدها حبل من مسد, with a rope of palm fib around her neck. The wife of Abu Lahab enters the fire.
This was one among the, different difficulties that the Holy Prophet faced. Is there, other Quranic evidence concerning the different problems that they tolerated, the Prophet himself and the newcomers to Islam? Or this is the only verse or chapter that we have?
Yes, and the other chapter mentions that the Prophet and his followers, because of these annoyings, some of them went out from Mecca. Some of them annoyed. And in the chapter 3, verse 195, it is revealed that فَالَّذِينَ حَاجَرُوا وَأُخْرِجُوا مِنْ دِيَارِهِمْ وَأُوذُوا فِي سَبِيلِي وَقَاتَلُوا وَقُتِلُوا لَأُكَفِّرَنَّ عَنْهُمْ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a glad tidings for the followers of the Prophet Muhammad. Allah says, so those who migrated and were expelled from their homes and were tormented in my way, those I will surely blot out their sins from them. I will cover their sins, and I will admit them into gardens with streams running in them.
True.
And Allah had a very glad tidings for the followers of the Prophet Muhammad who annoyed, who hurted because of their beliefs.
Exactly. So by the other words that you just mentioned, it shows that even the newcomers face some, let's say, tortures by the, let's say, infidels at that time. For sure, it's very difficult bringing a new religion and, in fact, condemning the other religions as being void. Has some, let's say, difficulties that some of them are natural, but the others, as the whole Quran itself says, that even the previous prophets face such problems.
Yes.
But let's go to the different, let's say, slanders that Prophet was, in fact, said or, let's say, attributed with. Like, he was called liar sometime. He was called, let's say, different attributes that was, given to the Holy Prophet, and they are in the history books.
Yes.
Does Quran say something here, or is still silent there? What does Quran have to say there?
Yes, actually Quran is not silent, and Quran mentioned these slanders. Actually, polytheists started and tried to accuse the Prophet Muhammad with different slanders, and some of them that they called him Majnoon, they called him mad, they called him magician. In a verse, Allah says, وَعَجِبُوا أَنْ جَاءَهُمْ مُنذِرٌ مِّنْهُمْ وَقَالَ الْكَافِرُونَ هَذَا سَاحِرٌ كَذَّابٌ. They consider it odd. They consider that an apostle come to them among them. They consider it odd that there should come to them a warning from among themselves. And the infidels, the faithless, say this is a magician.
Right.
This is a liar. And on the other verse, قَالُوا هَذَا سِحْرٌ. They said this is magic. The Quran is magic. And of course, وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ وَلَا بِقَوْلِ كَاهِنٍ. Allah says, it is not the speech of a poet. It is the speech, nor is it the speech of a fortune teller. They called the Prophet fortune teller, soothsayer. But what is that? Allah says gradually this is sent down from the Lord of the all worlds, not poem, not something you are saying. And of course, I believe one of the worst slanders was that they said وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ, and they say he is indeed crazy.
Mad.
Yes, but after that Allah says وَمَا هُوَ إِلَّا ذِكْرٌ لِلْعَالَمِينَ, yet it is just a reminder for all the nations.
Exactly.
And not what you're saying.
Very true. Thank you, Said Mohsen, for your explanations and scholarly answers to the questions, and you, respected viewers, for joining with this show to the end. Inshallah, in our next session, we shall continue our discussion concerning the life of the Holy Prophet from a Quranic perspective, and the different, let's say, stories which are important to be elaborated from the time that he was appointed to the mission and onward. I invite you to join us then. Till then, have a very good time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.